Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and may have revised the previously learned topics. So now, our today's topic is movements in animals. While doing physical exercise, we move our body parts in different ways. We lift and bend our legs, hands, and other body parts. We can also rotate some parts of our body. Usually, when we have to go a short distance from one place to another, we walk or run. But how do animals like fish, snails, snakes, etc. move their body or move from one place to another? All these movements are done with the help of certain parts of our body that lie beneath our skin. We cannot see these parts directly, but we can get a sense of their movement under our skin. Can you guess the names of these body parts? Do you know? We can perform different types of movements with the help of muscles and bones. They are situated inside the body. We can't see and study them like we can see our hair, skin, eyes, nose, ears, etc. Let us study how muscles and bones help in movement. Muscles. If you observe a cow, bull or horse, walking or running, you can see some fleshy structures moving beneath their skin, usually around the shoulders and hips. These tender fleshy structures are called muscles. Can you feel a swollen region inside your upper arm? This is muscle. The muscle bulges due to contraction. When contracted, muscle becomes shorter, stiffer and thicker. How do muscles work? Muscles work in pairs. When one of them contracts, the bone is pulled in that direction and the other muscle of the pair relaxes. To move the bone in the opposite direction, the relaxed muscle contracts and the first one relaxes. Thus, two muscles have to work together to move a bone. Are the muscles attached to bones? Some muscles are connected directly to bones. Figure 4a. Do you know? Some muscles have round, white, rope-like fibers at their ends that connect them to the bone. Figure 3. These fibrous structures are called tendons. You can feel the tendons in several parts of your body like, for example, above the elbow, beneath the knee, near the ankle. Figure 4. Try to find out if you can feel them in other parts of your body. Figure 3. Figure 4b. Almost all our body movements depend on muscles, bones and joints. Expansion and contraction of muscle makes the bone move. Muscles always work in pairs. Bones. The different bones of different body parts combine together to form a single structure or system. This structure is called the skeleton. You saw earlier that muscles are joined to the bones to help them move. In the same way, two bones are joined together in a special way by fibers. These fibers are called ligaments. Figure 6. Activity 4. Jawbone. This is the place where the lower jawbone is joined to the skull. These are fixed joints. Activity 5. The clavicle. Just below your neck towards your shoulder, a raised bone there and the one behind it. The raised bone is called clavicle and the bone behind it is the shoulder blade. There are two bones protruding from the shoulder called shoulder bones. Look at figure 9 showing where the clavicle joins the shoulder blade. Activity 6. The ribs. Ribs are curiously bent and join the chest bone and the backbone together to form a box. This is called the rib cage. Some important internal parts of our body lie protected inside this cage. According to the Science Museum of Minnesota, SMM, the lungs are the only organ in the body that can float. Human bones. Bones make up the human skeletal system, and in all, humans have 206 of them. When babies are first born, they actually have somewhere around 300 bones. As they grow and develop, The bones fuse together to form the adult skeleton consisting of 206 bones. We have 208 bones and over 230 movable and semi-movable joints in our body. A child has the same number of ribs as an adult, and that is 24 ribs altogether, 12 on each side. The ribs are located in the rib cage of the human skeleton. Their function is to protect the organs, such as the lungs and heart, within as well as to provide support and aid in respiration or breathing. There are 3 main rib sections in the rib cage. The top 7 ribs are called the true ribs because they are connected to the sternum. The 3 ribs below the true ribs are called the false ribs because they are only connected to the sternum with cartilage. The bottom 2 ribs are called floating ribs because they aren't attached to the sternum at all. A baby's ribs begin to develop around week 13 to 16 while still in the womb, so by the time the baby is born, it normally has all of its ribs. Therefore, a child has 12 ribs on each side of the rib cage making for 24 total ribs. Activity 7. Backbone. A long structure running down the middle of the back is called the backbone, spinal cord. The small bones that make up this backbone are called vertebrae. The spinal cord passes through the vertebrae of the backbone. Figure 11. There are 33 separate vertebrae in the backbone of an infant. Later, out of the last 9 vertebrae, 5 vertebrae merge to form a single bone and last 4 merge to form another single bone. Activity 8. Pelvic girdle. This structure is made of pelvis bones. They enclose the portion of your body below stomach. This is also the part you sit on. The femur is the longest and strongest bone in the body. It is located in your thigh. Skull. The skull is made up of many bones joined together. It encloses and protects the brain. The joints between the skull bones are fused. They are also called fixed joints. Figure 13. The skull is really 22 bones, not one single bone. The skull is also called a cranium. Activity 9. Flexible bones cartilage. Some parts of the ear and nose are soft and others are hard. The hard parts are made up of a structure called cartilage. This is also a bone but it is flexible. Cartilage is present in other parts of the skeleton as well, like between the rib and sternum, between the vertebrae of the backbone, spinal cord, etc. Activity 10. Different types of joints. Bones can't bend. You have seen that the human skeleton is made up of many bones. What will happen if bones can't move? Bones of our body move in their own way. These bones have joints between them. We can move various parts of our body because of these joints. There are different types of joints in our body to help us carry out different movements and activities. Ball and socket joint. A joint made by fitting a ball into a socket is called a ball and socket joint. In this joint, a bone can rotate easily in all directions. Figure 16b. Hinge joint. Figure 17 shows a hinge. Your backbone is a spring. You may have often done the exercise in which you stand straight up and touch the floor with your palms by bending your body but without bending your knees. You may have also done the exercise in which you have bent your body to the left and right at the waist. There is tender and flexible cartilage between the vertebrae of the backbone. This cartilage between the vertebrae helps in rotating the backbone in different directions. Figure 18. Neck joint. Neck joint is different from both the hinge joint and the ball and the socket joint. This joint helps us to move our head up, down and side to side. But we cannot rotate our head totally. Neck joint is a type of joint called pivotal joint. Fixed joints. Some joints between bones in our head can't move. Such joints are called fixed joints. These joints are fused and seem to be a single bone in the skull. When you open your mouth, you can move your lower jaw. Can you move the upper jaw as well? There is a joint between the upper jaw and the rest of the head. It is a fixed joint, so you cannot move the upper jaw. Fig 19. Movements in other animals. We can move our body parts with the help of muscle bones and joints. Locomotion in fish. The body of the fish is streamlined. The shape is such that it allows the fish to move in water easily. The skeleton of the fish is covered with strong muscles. While swimming, muscles make the front part of the body swing towards one side while the tail swings its body towards the opposite side. This creates a jerk and pushes the body forward. A series of such jerks help the fish swim forward. The tail fins also aid in this movement. Figure 21. Locomotion in birds. Birds fly in the air and walk on the ground. Birds can fly because their bodies are well suited for flying. Their bones are hollow and light. The bones of the hind limbs are typical for walking and perching, to sit. Bony parts of the forelimbs are modified to hold muscle of flight, which is used to move the wings up and down. Fig 22. Locomotion in snake. There are more than 2,700 species of snakes in the world. Snakes have a long backbone and several muscles. Usually the snake's body curves into many loops. Each loop of the snake gives it a forward push by pressing against the ground. This helps the snake move forward very fast. There are other ways in which snakes move. Locomotion in snail. Place the snail on a glass plate and watch it when it starts moving. Figure 24a. A thick structure may come out of an opening in the shell. The thick structure is its foot, made of strong muscle. The wavy motions of its foot is the reason why a snail moves slowly. Snails and slugs travel at speeds that vary from slow, 0.013 meters per second, to very slow, 0.002 meters per second. Movement or locomotion is an important function in every living organism. It is very interesting to watch ants running hurriedly in a line, squirrels and monkeys jumping on trees. Try to enjoy watching various locomotions in the animal kingdom. The cheetah, Acinonyx jubatus, is one of the fastest mammals found in the animal kingdom today, 97 kilometers per hour. The smallest bird is the bee hummingbird at 2.24 in, 5.7 centimeters. The average adult male ostrich, the world's largest living bird, weighs up to 345 kilograms. The average adult heart beats 72 times a minute, 100,000 times a day, 3,600,000 times a year, and 2.5 billion times during a lifetime. The volume of blood pumped by the heart can vary over a wide range, from 5 to 30 liters per minute. The small intestine in adults is a long and narrow tube about 7 meters, 23 feet, long. Most amphibian species have a life cycle that involves 3 stages: egg, larva, and adult. Humans and giraffes have the same number of bones in their necks, that is 8. Thanks for watching.